actually see you this time and you can see me. This is Mike Lowe, and this is episode 47. Hard to believe. If you're looking for probably the first 45 episodes of this, they are up on the SimSports Gaming YouTube channel. I'm streaming this franchise all season long, and just got back into this YouTube channel here, which is really where this stream started. So just kind of wanted to tie it all back together and whatnot, and that's what we're doing here. So as you can see, the Tigers are 66 and 76. They're 10 games below 500, 20 games left in the season. It's kind of a momentous time. MLB The Show 20 games left. It's after this game, I'll be into the teens, which is like I don't know, it just feels like you've accomplished a huge thing by whittling the numbers down to below 20. And again, we're going to keep going with it and finish this darn thing one way or another. So, but I, excuse me, I put out a poll on Twitter asking, do people prefer the camera on, prefer it off? And right now, camera on is winning. I'm letting it run for 24 hours. I figured we could give it a shot. I like it a lot better with the comment section off on the bottom, even though I won't be able to see it. I have it on my phone that I can kind of follow along, because that at least keeps the screen a pretty good size for me, which is really important in this game, especially. If you're struggling with hitting, I mean, I give out a lot of different tips and whatnot. Excuse me, I need to cough. I give out a lot of different tips, but I think one of the really tips outside of the actual game itself can be, your positioning towards the screen, even your posture, and just some of those little things. If you're playing on a really small monitor, of course, you're going to have trouble seeing the break of the ball, where if you're playing on a bigger screen, you're going to have a little bit of an easier time. So, it's interesting. Tonight I was going through and I cleaned up this YouTube channel. So I still have all the old videos. I just hid them because they were like a couple years old. I hadn't been on this channel in a while, and it just was getting kind of messy. So cleaned it up, hid them. And in the midst of doing that, excuse me, I didn't realize there were like hundreds and hundreds of comments of people. Just saying, thanks for the sliders and thanks for doing these streams. I'm learning a lot. And it was seriously like 99.9 of them were like complimentary, positive. It was amazing to see. And I literally saw them today. I did not have a chance to. I never knew they were there. I wasn't getting notifications, or I think I had the old SSG YouTube, pinging in my phone or something like that. I never saw them. So I wanted to definitely start this stream and do a baseball stream tonight, just to say thank you for all those really, really kind words and just stories that you were sharing about your franchise and people learning about the game through these streams, which was really, really cool, because that was always kind of one of my goals in this, was to, just teach baseball. I coached baseball a little bit, played growing up a little bit, and it's in my blood. It's funny. I always tell the story of my great grandmother, who I had the pleasure of meeting before she passed, and I was probably like, I don't know, 11 or 12 when she passed. I don't remember, but she had Alzheimer's, right? I mean, she was 95 or 96 when she died, and I had Alzheimer's. So every time you go to visit her, this is up in like northern Michigan, like the northern lower peninsula. And so we'd go up there once in a while. I'd probably see her, once or twice a year, one of those things. And we'd go in and visit. And she didn't remember anybody. It was sad because it was my dad's grandma, right? So she didn't remember him, and but she couldn't remember anybody. But she watched every Tiger game, right? This was like her thing, and she would always sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And so it's kind of a funny story that I say. And there's some other family who've played baseball and have connections with baseball, but. It's literally like in my blood on my dad's side, especially. And so it's just kind of a cool thing to be able to share those things, because I miss that. I miss coaching, and especially, something I've always kind of talked about getting back into, coaching Little League and even just something like that. Those are really the ages where you can really start to really impact kids as they're learning the game, learning to appreciate the game. And for me, I've always been a very kind of a quieter coach, very, very casual. I don't scream. Like, I'm a huge believer. Like, screaming to me, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a coach, it's like your nuclear bomb. You have them in your arsenal, but damn, you need to be really careful where you use them. If you've watched those shows like Last Chance U or QB1 and those sort of things, you can see those coaches that they just go nuclear in every situation. And it's the whole, crying wolf story, right? People don't take it seriously when you do those sort of things. And so I think I've never coached like that. I've coached with people like that. I respect, for the most part, people who want to coach that way. their own prerogative, but I think I've always tried to come in with a little bit different approach and kind of more that learning, taking things slow, maybe being the other voice of that the kid's hearing or whatever. And so, excuse me, I apparently can't talk today. We've had some what do you want to call it, fires in the area, some wildfires, and I honestly think it's like making me cough constantly. So I'll try to mute it when I hear a big cough coming on. But anyway, so yeah, I've really, some of the coolest comments I saw when I was going through some of those were just like, I'm learning so much. Like, you've taught me about baseball, you've taught me this, you've taught me that. I didn't know this, and it's neat because like I always just assume people watching a baseball stream, like, well, they know baseball, and it's almost like you feel insecure because you're like, well, they probably know it more than me, and it was just really cool to see that I'm able to still do something I really, really love, which is share baseball, teach baseball, to share a passion for baseball, talk about baseball books. I mean, whatever, through this series. And it's just been really cool. And again, the comments ranged from just, again, you taught me so much to, I never knew you could do this in this game. People saying, go work for San Diego Studios and things like, I mean, just comments were all over. It was super, super cool. And yeah, it was just, I super appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure I came on and looked you in the eye and just said thank you for those comments. It was really, really cool to see. And I'm glad I'm able to, help you a little bit in this game or whatever it may be. So I just think that's super cool. But we are going to be jumping into stream here as soon as I turn on my phone audio. Yeah, I'll be honest. It gets to be a drag when your team is essentially out of the playoffs. We're not mathematically out, but I mean, we're out. And this is hard. It reminds me of like when I was a teacher for 8 years, and I remember, those last like few weeks of school. You think it's bad as a student, right? You remember being a student, like, I just want summer. As a teacher, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so intense. Like, you're so ready for it to be done, and it kind of feels like this right now, where it's like I got like, okay, 20 more games. It's probably in about 23 or so days. I think the season ends on the 27th. So I am ready. I'm definitely ready. I'm getting into other games again. Playing some Madden, some golf club, things like that. So anyway, but I wanted to make this stream again focus a little bit on teaching baseball. So if you're watching this live and you have questions, let's talk about them. I have my phone up in front of me. I'll see it. I usually don't answer. I don't really try to look at it too much when I'm batting because, as I mentioned earlier, right, distractions, just like in real life, you really want to limit your distractions, especially when you're batting. But I will get to those. And if you have questions, most people watch these streams later. I mean, obviously, people aren't sitting around waiting for me to start a stream typically. So, but if you have questions, I'm now getting, I will see those comments. So if you have questions now, they won't go unanswered for 2 or 3 years like before. So anyway, we'll do that. And I hope the audio sounds better too. If anybody in the chat here now can just confirm if the audio is good. I've actually gone in and lowered the audio in the game, basically, just a few different parts. I put the commentary back on, but it's really, really, really low. So we can still kind of comment on it if we want, but it shouldn't be a battle with me, trying to talk over it and whatnot. And also, if you're watching the stream, I have a surprise for you. Because I don't think I'm going to post a version 2.4, but I am using probably the last slider set here I'll be making this year, which is version 2.4, I guess you could call it. And the only difference is from 2.3. I have to scroll through this and remember. It's nothing crazy. I put pickoffs down to 5. It was at like 9 before, and I'll explain why. I put base running run speed back up to 5. And we have maxed out base running steal ability. So these 3 changes, they all go hand in hand, right? The base runner speed, the base runner steal ability, and the CPU pickoffs. There's something wrong with this game. And I don't feel like it was like this the first month or even maybe 2 months, but they have severely nerfed base running. I mean, unless you have a guy who's like 99, 95, that kind of thing, you're not stealing bases. And it's not so much base runner speed. I changed this knowing that it's not really going to probably do anything. It's the jumps that players are getting. Even AI players who I'm like, they should be stealing here and they should be stealing easily. I'm throwing them out. I'm breaking balls. It's really, really weird. It has not been a problem in this series before, but it's a problem. And I mean, you'll see it in my stats. I mean, we are by far the worst base running team in the league. It's not even close. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I hope the audio at least is good. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm not just rambling. I'm still waiting for someone to confirm in the chat with a thumbs up or something that it sounds okay. But it should. I tested out on a Madden stream earlier and it looked to be okay. So other than the crazy shadows that my curtains have behind me, it looks like there's like paint drying on the wall behind me or something like that. But those are just shadows. Fear not. So anyway, you got a preview there. That's version 2.4 if you want to use those. That's what I'm using here. Really, you can probably mess with those three sliders however you want. I don't think. Thank you. Thanks, Cecil. I appreciate that. I don't think I changed anything else, but if you look here, what you could do, pause my stream, go look at the thread on Operation Sports, and if you wanted to flip back and compare the two, the only sliders that probably look weird are this one and this one, because of course we changed that at the start of a game, and then we put it back when the AI goes to the bullpen. I saw that was a very, very common question that I unfortunately went and ignored for a lot of people. Were like, why do you do that? Where does it, I don't understand how that works. That's all it is. This is for simulated games. It helps get the proper number of complete games for starting pitchers, but the game plays a little bit differently with the sliders up that high. The starters will stay in too long, and so we just bump those down before the first pitch of the game. So, okay, too much talk. Again, just standings. I know some people are curious. 10 games out. Our elimination number is 11, which I believe is the same. It's like the inverse of the magic number, right? So the magic number would be like if Cleveland and White Sox were in first, they would have to win or we would lose X amount of games. I think that's the same thing. So any combination of Cleveland/White Sox wins and or Tiger losses, if it equals 11 or more, we're done. We have 20 games left. I mean, without getting into probability and whatnot, this isn't a math course. Those are really, really bad odds. It'd be bad enough that I just had to win 11 out of 20. That would be, we're 10 games below 500. But the fact that I would have to win 11 out of 20, and then these guys would essentially have to lose every single game the rest of the year, and then there'd still be like a wild card playoff. So now, if we win all 20 games, that would put us at 86 and 76. So if we won all 20, and these guys went like 500-ish, actually 500 exactly, we'd be tied. So anyway, I think you see the point there. It's not looking good. So this stream's going to focus more, and I think this will give me a little bit of energy to get through this too. It's going to focus more on the teaching parts, because you can use these tools for teaching. If you don't think video games can teach you about sports, you're dead wrong. They absolutely can. We see virtual simulation all the time in different parts of education. I work in higher ed, and there are virtual trainings for all kinds of things, nursing programs, business, where you can put people in different simulations and have them kind of doing like real world experiments and projects and things like this. And so you can certainly do the exact same thing here. If I'm working on a program for a nursing school, it's not like the student's always right there in person in a hospital or in a clinic. They're not. They're taking a lot of this stuff in a virtual setup. It's the exact same thing as a video game, right? It just doesn't look as cool usually. Don't have the same kind of money that these gaming studios typically have. So, but point being, there's a lot we can still do here with this stream. And of course, we'll have the whole off season. I think what I'm going to do is like a season 2, which will be the off season of this leading up to MLB The Show. So like season 1 is going to probably be like 50 episodes or so. Season 2 will be probably far less episodes, but maybe 10 or something, where it'll just be like going through the off season and things like that. So anyway, Daniel Norris versus Teddy. How do you even say his name? Stankovic? I'm guessing. That's who's playing today. It is a Sunday game. We don't have an off day till Thursday, so this could be a day we give some people some rest. Daniel Norris is not even rested. I'm wondering if we just let Anibal Sanchez get the start today. I mean, whatever. Just let Daniel Norris pitch. So we're going to give Reyes the day off. He's pretty tired. Brock Deathridge, a earlier season stream hero. Big fans of Brock Deathridge in this stream. He actually probably will. Probably get Daniel Pinero in. Who else wants to play today? Give Cabrera the day off. Put Suzuki in. Go with a bunch of subs today. It'll be probably a tough game for us, but I'd like to get him a day off if we can. And yeah, we can do that. All right, now we just got to set a lineup here. A lot of subs, so again, this is taking a little bit of time to get moving, but we'll get going here. And again, I had that question come up a lot too. The question about, when do you sub out your players? I saw that quite a bit. Usually Sundays and Thursdays. Those are usually like the days off that teams typically get. So they'll either take actual rest on those days. Well, Thursdays are usually a scheduled day off. Thursdays are Mondays, right? Occasional Wednesday. Sundays, every team plays every week. But a lot of time that's kind of scheduled days off. And usually the reason they'll do kind of Thursdays and Sundays are they're usually day games for most teams. And so you're playing a day game after a night game. And so a lot of times that's where you'll see teams kind of do that rest, basically, for lack of a better explanation. I think that's going to be the lineup. This is going to be a rough lineup today. This is going to be rough. I guess we could play Nico. That's okay. Let's just go with it. Who cares? 20 games, right? We're just going to be teaching here, so. Hey, lesson number 1. Don't drink soda. Drink carbonated water, or drink anything but soda. There's baseball lesson number 1 of the day. Or if you do drink soda, just be careful how much you drink.
Afternoon baseball.
It's a silent killer.
Ought to be a good one here between the Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox.
We split the series so far. We won the first game. I streamed that game. That was really good. And then they beat us 5-2. So I'm talking over the commentary, by the way. I hope this is the part I really want to confirm sounds okay. So if anyone can just let me know as I talk here, sounds okay over these guys, that would be cool.
What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, take a look at this guy's ERA. Any ERA under
118 strikeouts, 152 innings. He's 11-2. Damn.
All these high-scoring, high-flying affairs. This guy knows how to pitch. He knows how to control the running game, and most importantly, he's not afraid to.
We haven't hit a home run yet this series, which is kind of crazy. Pretty standard repertoire. And what I usually do is, again, just going back to the teaching part with this, I like to try and just lump their pitches into 2 categories. It makes sense, right? Fastballs and breaking balls. With this here, you're looking at a guy, he throws 2 fastballs that are like in the low 90s, 92 and 90. He's got 3 breaking pitches. The curveball is kind of the outlier, 74, but the other ones are 82. So this guy throws slow, which is actually kind of a weird adjustment for me. It's actually a little bit of a trickier adjustment because I swing early a lot. And so guys like this sometimes will give me fits. So I really, really have to be patient and let that ball get deeper into the zone before I swing.
Here comes the first pitch. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Well, these Red Sox entering play here this afternoon. They do come in fresh off a victory last time out.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Very start of the game. It's not that. Go in and adjust these sliders here. That's it. And then you'll do that again when they go to their bullpen later.
Won just twice in their last 7 games. And no swing, apparently, ball 1.
Well, I learned I should probably put my camera on the other side here because it's completely blocking the ball and strike count.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. We'll be in the 80s later this afternoon, but for now, 79 degrees at first pitch. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Luckily, there's a nice scoreboard in center field there.
Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone. Harold Castro will be next. And that misses ball 4. So a good
Hardest part of these last few weeks of the season or the last month is just getting the game started. Like once you get into it, you're like, oh yeah, this is fun. But it's just those last few weeks, you're just like, oh, it seriously feels like a job sometimes. Oh, all right. Good contact hitter here. So when you have that slight hesitation, right, you can see that ball start to slide. You can see it start to break. And if you have a slider that's starting on the inside, it's going to be a ball almost every time.
But isn't always super consistent. I think that's one of the things that irritates players and pitchers. Yeah, you're going to see a few glares, not only from the offensive guys, but maybe the guy on the mound as well. He needs to be a little bit more consistent.
It did not sink as far as I thought. And see, sometimes he threw that in 94 too, so that came in a little bit quicker than I was thinking. When a guy throws slow, that ball, it'll kind of naturally dip into the zone a little bit more, right? It's not a sinker, but it's just, gravity, right? It's going to impact a ball being thrown 92 or 90 more than it will a ball being thrown 99.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Nope, that's inside.
Yeah, super early here.
Castro, base runner at first with 1 out. Two balls and a strike for the Tigers' first baseman.
Now, 2-1.
Can't find the zone there, and it's a 3-1.
He's having a really hard time
I
finding his
said before, I really hope this game gets more advanced metrics in it. So you see 196, our cleanup hitter, Christian Stewart, and you're thinking, why is he batting cleanup? I said this on the last stream, I think, too, but it's because he's been red hot the last month or so, and I wish they would show more of that in the game, or at least let you sort, and they show some of that stuff in a game, but they really need to let you look it up yourself. Make that database available to the gamer inside of franchise mode. Be a huge improvement.
3-1.
Nope,
That misses
that's
ball 4.
So 2 walks to start the game.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early look. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
Up next steps Kristen Stewart. He's ready. Here's the first offering. The 0-1 pitch. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Ready to deliver the 1-2.
I got to count.
This
2-2.
is taken for a ball high and tight. 2-2.
That's what happens when you roll over a ball, which means just swinging early an outside pitch. So all your swing momentum is out in front of you. You've released all. So he's a left-handed hitter, right? He's released all of that swing momentum, and then he hits the ball, right? That's rolling over essentially.
Daniel Norris, southpaw from Tennessee, is the man on the mound.
It's probably been our best starter this year.
Hey, this guy's done
9-9, 25 starts.
keeping the opponent's batting average down.
A really nice whip, 1.17. Doesn't strike out a ton of guys.
Against this guy, he's been good all season long.
Check your quirks. Some people asking in the comments how to do that. You just press L2 on the D-pad, right? Probably can't see that, but I'm sorry, not L2. You just press left on the D-pad.
fellas, these Tigers, as they begin play here today, they come in not exactly setting the world on fire as they've dropped 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, I know they lost their last game, but you know as well as I do, in this sport, you have to have short-term memory. You have to let it go. They can get it going back in the other direction.
That's out number 1.
So really quick teachable moment here. I know I've talked about this on other streams, but we've probably never really taken a close look at it. So we talk about fielding. So I like to play infield. That's my favorite place to play all the time. This game doesn't always do a great job of kind of fielding position. So this ball's hit right to his right. Like a lot of times this game will want to have him step here and just kind of backhand it, which is not what you want to do here. You always want to get yourself in front of the ball. And you can do this. You can actually kind of force the animation. Like if I had run too close. If I started running forward first, it would have probably done that weird backhand animation. But instead, I try to run to the right, so that animation doesn't lock, and instead I get this animation, which is just, he's able to get in front of the ball. So that way, if it takes a hop, you're kind of your own backboard, right? You've created this wall that's going to block the ball if it bounces up. So again, just get yourself in front of the ball, if you can, of course. But even versus a backhand, like with this being such a short throw, instead of a backhand, your better play might even be, if you needed to, he doesn't need to here, but like just the slide. So you kind of slide, and it's almost like you're like a hockey goalie. You're just going to, put your legs down there, you can kind of knock the ball down. You'll still have time to even throw from your knees if you need to. And get that guy out, no problem. So, how do I get out of this? Why am I like stuck here in the replay? It's like legit not letting me leave the replay. Pause. I've never seen it do this. What is it doing? I mean, one of these buttons has got to get me out of this, right? Seriously, what is going on? Why can't I get out of this? I'm getting myself sick. Guys, anyone have any? I've never seen this. I've never seen this before. Just wanted to move the camera to see if that did anything, but it's seriously stuck. I've never, ever, ever, ever seen this in the show. Paused. I know it's paused. Your replay has finished. Okay, there we go. I wasn't trying to do that. That was super weird. So now, just trying to wonder where it might be best to put the camera. Maybe I put it top left. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, let's see how that goes.
First pitch on its way. And a strike called at the knees, 0-1.
With these games not really mattering, even if Daniel Norris just goes 4 innings, it's not a big deal. Ooh, see, there we go. There's exactly what we're talking about. But it still bounced through him, surprisingly. Canalero's a really good third baseman, too. So he gets himself in front of that ball, and it bounces just like we talked about, but it went right over his shoulder. That was a really, really tough bounce, so just because we were talking about it, let's see. See how he shifts his feet instead of just turns that backhand? If he turns that backhand, I mean, you're not leaving yourself a lot of room for error. Here he's in a good spot. That ball just takes a crazy bounce. And if you're ever wondering if those are errors or hits, they're considered hits. It sounds silly, but it's almost like they give credit for the ball player knowing the field. Like somehow you were supposed to know that ball was going to hit something there and bounce up like that. So
here's Xander Bogaerts now.
Good fastball hitter in Bogaerts. But it doesn't mean you should not ever throw him fastballs. Oh, man, just getting hits through. Thought about trying to turn 3 there. He could have tried to put the tag on, but if you miss him, if you miss that tag, you're only getting 1 out probably. Oh, never mind, there's already 1 out. But same thing. If you're trying to turn 3 there, it would have been tough. Daniel Norris gets out of trouble.
Next will be the power hitting catcher, Kurt Suzuki. First delivery to him on the way.
So when I'm batting, I'm not really looking anywhere in particular. I'm just looking to make solid contact, and if I don't feel like I'm going to make excellent contact, I won't swing. I'm usually starting over the middle of the plate. Fastball is what I'm looking for. And then sometimes like that, slider will break over the middle. Just take a swing at it. It was too late, but I'll try to adjust too. If I know I'm seeing something really well, I'll adjust to it and try to hit it. Now, 2 strikes, obviously you need to protect, so a little bit different. But I try to look, I think about location before I think speed, right? That allows me to move the left cursor first. Otherwise, you're going to be swinging without ever moving the cursor, which you don't want to do. So his changeup's got almost like a slide to it. It almost looks like a slider, like a slow slider.
Still got the entire arsenal open to him, so we'll see what
just a survival swing there. A little too close.
That swing as it's well wide at first. Try it 2-2.
Ooh, I did not swing.
Started to go, but he pulled
close.
up in time. Yes, as the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Man,
That's
so slow.
3.
I'm in trouble hitting this guy.
To say about that pitch, it hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
At the plate now, number 41, and it's fouled away. That time for a ball. 1-1. No score here as we play inning number 2. Checks his swing here, but he does so in time.
Even though he was fooled in the box right there by that pitch, he was able to keep his hands back, not overcommit, and stay in this at bat.
These last 2 guys are making him work quite a bit out there. Both have been long at bats, and all in all, he's had to make 13 throws just to them so far.
It's 3 walks already.
Well, he's really laboring in the early going here. That's his third.
Oh, we got to capitalize on some of these too.
We'll see if he can get it together, or if this is just one of those days where he's going to have to grind his way to this start.
Ready? Here's the first offering, and this one's in the dirt. And that'll move the runner up to second as it takes away the double play possibility.
Well, when you throw a breaking ball in the dirt, that's the danger. You have to trust your catcher, but this one skips away, and the open base takes the double opportunity away with it. Might prove to be costly.
So now with the runner on first, yeah, ideally you want to hit to the right. But I like to challenge that a little bit and say, you know, do you want to hit something weak to the right, or would you rather hit something hard to the left? And I would still say, if you had to pick one of those two, I'd still say something hard to the left, because it's much more likely to be a hit.
1-0 count, here it is. That's by him for strike one.
Of course, ideal world, something hard to the right.
Wow, was he behind that fastball? Great job on the mound using the curveball to set up the heater.
And they could go either way now, I suppose. And he popped him up. Back into foul territory.
Now you could tag on this if you caught it, but
and no one will track it down.
you can tag up on foul balls.
High in the air out to center field. Pass made in straightaway center as the runner tags from second. But he'll think better of that idea as he holds on at second with 2 away now.
Sometimes you can bait guys with that and just have them maybe make a bad throw or something. But
Set to get his day started, Jeimer Candelario. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year. Looking to get things turned around in a hurry. Pulled toward right center field. Verdugo waits on it. And that ends the inning. Tigers lead 1.
of course, it helps to have good hitters. I like Jeimer Candelario. He's actually done pretty well in real life this year. But in this game, he's got a 40-something contact. So other players, that's a bomb. That's either a gap or a home run on a swing like that.
In the series, he's collected 3 hits. First off, right on its way. And the slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Sent on the ground out.
Same thing. Get in front of the ball. Don't go at the ball at an angle, whether it's forehand or backhand, unless you absolutely have to. But try to square up to it.
Digging in, Kevin Pillar. And he's a guy really in need of something to click at the plate right now. It's been a rough go for him. Here's the first pitch to him. In there, strike one. Bottom of the second here with no score. This one skied out to it right. Castro there, 2 down.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. I did a boxing workout earlier. I've been using a little boxing app, a couple times a week, just mixing in like some. I mean, just all at home. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere, but just doing a few boxing workouts, and they're tough. Like, gets my heart rate up. If you're looking for something to really like, I swear, boxing, of all the things I've tried to do, it's like really, really good. And I'm not even, again, I'm not fighting anyone. I'm not getting hit. Mad respect for guys who can train like that, like in real boxing training. It's tiring, but it's fun. But I'm sore. I can just feel it.
He doesn't want to mess around and leave something over the heart of the plate and get beat in this situation.
That one's in there. 3-1. 2 out, nobody on. And this one misses inside a ball he walked in. They've got themselves a 2-out base runner. Sliding into the box, Christian Vasquez. He's hitless in the first 2 games of the series. 0 for 8. And the inning will continue.
Oh, I know the other change. I lowered fielder speed. You just saw it there. So version 2.4 also has fielder run speed has been lowered a notch. Just for that reason. It's going to help increase batting average ball in play. I could probably have gotten that ball on default. First and second here.
First baseman now, Mitch Moreland. Settling off the slider too low, ball 1. The average for him at 267 on the year. 24 home runs and 75 RBIs. And the slider's in the dirt.
Too bad slider.
The head-to-head numbers with Daniel Norris are just 1 for 6. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. That nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Popped him up.
Catcher should throw your mask off in a situation like this.
And
Don't catch those with your mask on. Just a lot of obstructed view by keeping that on. And then when you throw, it's another really, really important thing for catchers, is when you're in that situation and you do throw your mask off, throw it the F far away from you. Like, don't drop it at your feet, you're going to trip over it. So take it off, right, holding your hand, and you just backhand it or something, or just chuck it. If it hits someone, oh well. Just get it out of your way. And a lot of times too, a lot of times you can hold on to that mask a little bit too as you're trying to gauge where that, because you know those, especially those balls that are hit up to catchers, they have a ton of backspin and they'll move a lot. And so you could even kind of hold it a little bit, and then you know, like, okay, I got it pretty squared up, and you can throw the mask away or whatever. You could also just hold it in your hand, technically, if you wanted, but hey, ideally, take the mask off so you can see, throw it away. And this is a decent hit. Get over his head. Oh, man. Oh, player ratings matter. Ooh, the Castro had a home run today for the Tigers in real life.
Castro. Digging in to try it again. Harold Castro, 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Ooh. Now that was in a spot. I thought it was a curveball. I was going to try to crush that. It would have come right over the middle of the plate, but that was a fastball.
The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Runner at first here, one man out.
Let's see. So I start, when I have a slow pitch or two, it starts getting in my head like that ball's going to sink. It's going to sink. And you can see there, I oversunk, right? I mean, way too low. There's a good example, right? 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Almost looks like it's going to catch the bottom of the zone, but it doesn't. If that ball is 94, it probably would. 95, it probably would.
Pulled toward right center field. Chasing after it is Pilar.
Oh, go, 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 go.
This one, it's into the gap. And the throw in gets away from him. DeMera isn't stopping. Here he comes.
No, that was too good. I saw that ball get away, and I wasn't sure if they were. I wasn't sure if they were gonna be alert enough to do that, but good play. Tell you what, in real life, maybe it's all that talk about coaching kids, because even high school kids, you send that kid every time, he's gonna score. That's a really nice pitch there.
Base on balls his first time up.
Nice score run. Now watch that throw. He's going to stay at first. That's the right throw, right? If they start being crazy and try to throw home, you can take second there, but that's where that ball should go. Cutoff guy or second base. No, that would have scored two, huh? If I wasn't. I don't regret. I'm okay making that aggressive move, especially at the lineup we have today. We have a bunch of just all of our backups are playing today, so you got to be a little bit aggressive. That wasn't even that good of a swing. Come on, Stewart. Ooh. And underneath it again. Oh, good pitch. I thought that was the low fastball. Christian Stewart is trying too hard for home run number 20 here. Might have got it though. If he did. Nope. Go on, score.
Ignores his coach. He's chugging for home. Safe at the plate.
Probably could have gotten the third with Christian Stewart, but I wasn't sure if they were going to cut that ball. If they cut it, they would have had me out at third for sure, and then you run the risk of that run not actually scoring. Probably telling them, hey, quit walking, people. These guys kind of suck. And they had their backups in.
Into the box, Kurt Suzuki. Pitch 2 and runs a bit inside for ball 1. There's a strikeout victim in his first try. Good lead off the second there. Now the pitch.
Oh yeah, that was an easy pitch to hit.
Deep
That was
to
just a
left.
hanging
This
slider.
one's got plenty of
Easiest pitch
distance.
in my opinion. Wow, that went all the way out of the
Over the
ballpark.
monster and out onto Lansdowne Street.
103 feet. To me, a slider like that is the easiest
So a
pitch to hit in this
home
game.
run off the bat of Kurt Suzuki. Sixth home run on the season for him. As the Tigers have opened it up even further, it's now 4-0.
And if you play this game enough, you'll recognize. I mean, you'll literally like see the ball spin. You'll see the kind of the torque on the ball as it starts to cut in,
This is the first one of the day, but we
or I should say, cut away from the right-handed hitter. And on that, I had people today ask me, how often do you use power swing? Hardly ever. That was contact swing. You hit it out of the stadium. I just took a good, even, just swing. I wasn't trying to mash that. I saw it. I knew it was a good pitch to hit. Truthfully, all I'm thinking about with that, with a right-handed hitter, I was trying to hit that show sign out there, right next to Gravel Town. That's all I'm thinking about. Just put it out there somewhere. Maybe that scoreboard to the left of it. I'm always just thinking gaps. I'm not thinking hit it over the wall.
Number 41. As he takes a bold strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
And sometimes more of a contact guy, you know, especially if the third baseman's cheating in, I might be trying to hit it this way, or it just depends on the situation, but I was not trying to hit a home run there.
Set up a wave with the changeup, but it's 1-1.
Hey, maybe we are going to win our last 20 games.
Inches below the zone, in fact.
That'd be so ridiculous.
It's one thing to get hit around, but it's
Hey, one inning at a time, one at bat at a time.
Not throwing strikes. Every pitcher's been there, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating or unacceptable.
3-1. And a fastball misses there. Ball 4.
3-1 count with a hitter like him who's not a very good hitter. I mean, that's got to be right down the middle for me to swing at that. Nobody on base, especially. Runners in scoring position, different story. Probably actually be a little bit more aggressive. Tony La Russa talked a lot about that as a manager. Being patient hitters until there are runners in scoring position, and then you kind of click on the aggressiveness a little bit. Not overly, you're not swinging at everything. But you have an opportunity to drive in a run, you take it.
Jump set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Oh, that's off the plate.
Taken strike one.
Nice adjustment out on the mound. Overthrew the first one a little bit, but got on top and let that ball rip right out in front.
That's the slowest delivery on earth, right? I purposely wanted to do this because we saw the sliders at the beginning, and if you don't think I'm telling the truth that the base stealing in this game is broken, this is your proof. Base runner steal success is at 10, pickoff's at 5. So even if you thought maybe pickoff we had that too high, I thought too. I was like, well, maybe that's actually impacting it. It's at 5. Base runner speed, default 5. So the only thing we've adjusted, other than being on legend difficulty, but this will happen with the AI teams too, is we have turned base running success rate up to 10. 10, and it's not backwards because I've tried it on 1, I've tried it on 0, it doesn't work. And again, it's not the speed that's the problem, it's the jump. First off, this guy is the slowest windup. He throws a breaking ball, I believe. Actually, I think he threw a fastball, but I mean, look at how bad this jump is. He should be gone. He should be gone. Now he's gone. That matters. And I had a big lead too. That's just so bad. And then they have like this little, you can see they almost get stuck in the mud. See how he's like, he's not really running upright yet? And I get that, that's how you're supposed to actually accelerate, but they don't. Like, he's running slower until he gets upright. It's just, it's really weird. And I'm a firm believer that they just, they had to nerf it for Diamond Dynasty, which I think is a good decision, but quit having an impact our franchise mode.
Numbers on the back of his baseball card. Peraza carries the batting line a little over the 260 mark.
1-1.
Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. And this is pulled foul as he was way out in front there.
Good chance he's not seeing that pitch again. If he does, it's got to be bounced. But I'll tell you, from a pitcher's perspective, that's nothing but a long strike.
2 balls and 2 strikes now. Set to deal on 2-2. And a changeup swung on and missed through the first down.
That was aggressive pitching in that at bat, and I like seeing that. He showed all.
This is his first strikeout. You saw he only had 90-something coming in. 25 starts. And he also doesn't go very deep in games, so.
Andrew Benintendi is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball that's 1-0. High in the air out
Right
to
at
center
him.
field. Number 41 is there, and he makes the catch for the out.
The batter, number 2.
And that brings in Xander Bogaerts. Base hit in his first trip. And hit. Way late
So he's a fastball hitter, right?
It's not easy to get
Still getting the swing and miss those. Can't just only throw breaking balls to guys like this. And I'll try to mix in some pitches that they like that are balls, like this one too. I'm going to just try to put this as a ball outside. That's fine. Get his timing on the pitches he likes, but then start throwing him stuff that maybe he struggles a little bit more with. We haven't seen this curveball yet today.
Hey, I know the idea is to try to get the guy to swing with it.
Oh, yeah, we can go back to fastball.
That one was so low, I don't know anybody that would have swung that pitch.
And this misses for ball 4. Second walking surrender.
Well, this guy's the opposite. It's a better breaking ball hitter.
So it's a runner at first with 2 gone. And that brings up the third baseman, Rafael Devers. Fastball here as we'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. The high fastball is in there.
I don't know what I'm going to do with Daniel Norris next year. Like, I don't really love him in the rotation because his stamina's so bad. But he's been really good, so like, do I just use him as a lefty? That's kind of what I'm thinking. But he makes quite a bit of money. He's up, 2 or 3 million, which in this game is pretty high. But I don't know if we're going to bring back Xavier Cedeno. So I think Daniel Norris might end up being our like lefty setup guy.
Stays alive, still 2-2.
That would be my guess right now. Let's strike him off the slider. So any base you want here. Try to avoid the collision if possible for the first there.
They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Start of the 4th upcoming, but first Heidi Watney.
Hey Watney, still can't turn her off. 142 games in, saying the same stuff. No offense to Heidi Watney, Trish is great. I just don't understand why they don't let us skip this.
Leading off with the second baseman, Darrell.
Oh gosh, that's a really good pitch.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. Strike 1 to start the
I thought that was a low and outside fastball. I was just trying to hit it to right field. Oh, I'm so sore. Sorry, I keep like moving all over the place today. Another good change-up. Man. It's 3 in a row.
Great arm action on that 2-strike changeup right there. But even better job at the plate to take that.
Ooh, just had to fly that off. Had a few questions today too. I saw, how do you foul off pitches? And you don't necessarily try. It's just in this instance, it caught me by surprise. It was a late swing, and you just try to throw the bat at it, and usually those are bad swings that a lot of times will result in foul balls. So that's usually all it really is. But just like in real life, and one of the simplest things they teach you, right? Just keep your eye on the ball. It's the same thing in this game. Don't start mashing buttons. Watch the ball.
Curveball misses inside.
Having a hard time putting this hitter away here, and when I was looking at the tape on him from his last start, this is what I saw.
Another walk.
He's not close.
You got to get him out of the game. He's not pitching well.
If that's the case, they eventually get a pitch that they can do something
Now
with.
batter, third baseman.
Defense straight up here.
So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. In the dirt here, and no advance. It's ball 1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right right-handers starting to loosen up. Now 1-0 is looked at for the first strike. Target, this is low.
He's falling in love with that low changeup.
Really tell about how effective this
Still got a lot of
guy's
confidence in
gonna
the
be when
pitch.
guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
Yeah, Let's can't stay back on that pitch.
And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2.
Well, do we send the runner? He's only got a K per 9 of 49, but we only have a contact of 43. So I'm not going to send the runner here.
3-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's good pitch.
That had two-seam action on it, one gone.
Good pitch, good pitch.
Digging in, Travis Demerick. 1 for 1.
Travis
Single this first
Demerick.
time up.
Yeah, guys, everyone knows he's been slumping. Dan, you can certainly attest to this, only amassing a solid 1 hit in your entire career. The pressure's off now. Maybe he gets hot.
Popped up. And he'll lunge out of the crouch to make the play for out number
Hey, threw his
2.
mask. See? It's nowhere near his feet.
Now batting.
I don't know where it went, but
Willie.
still don't see it. There it is.
Castro.
He's going to put it back on.
Digging in the switch hitter, Willie Castro. He'll swing it from the left side right here. From the stretch. And he holds up here. But the pitch is
And that was a good
full
pitch. I knew it was a strike, but I knew I was going to be really late. And all I would have done is probably just hit a weak ground ball to the third baseman or so.
4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors.
I guess I wasn't as late as I thought, but I wasn't squared up on it. There's that changeup. He's throwing that too often. I can see it now.
Tiger shortstop with a ball and 2 strikes. Nasty breaking
Dang.
ball swung out
Good ball.
into dirt. And
With a
the
lot.
first ends the inning. So a good job for him there. Riding in, Alex Verdugo. He got on top.
I'm going to try and get Daniel Norris to the 5th, get him the win. Get the the ball, field it, step in the throw. Nice and easy.
The batter. The center fielder. Kevin. Ball.
Guys, I've been liking Madden a lot. I know it's like almost sacrilege to say that it's probably the best Madden I've played. The gameplay is pretty awesome.
Fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1.
A little off topic there, but
Can't get around quick enough.
I've been using that broadcast view. It's awesome. I started there's a series on this channel with the Lions. We've played 2 games so far. But all using that zoomed out broadcast camera. It's pretty freaking awesome. Strike 3. Ooh.
And to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one.
Hey, you guys know me. Hitting's a process of elimination.
Oh boy.
Eliminate the changeup this next pitch. I'm on
That's the
every
same pitch that Suzuki hit his home run on, just from the other side.
1-2.
Whoa, that's down.
Ah, that pitch.
I got 3 and 2.
These are the kind of ABs, regardless of the outcome. You go back to the dugout as an offensive player, and your teammates are loving on you for making that pitcher work and battling it.
That's outside. Lost in ball.
Now batting. The second baseman. Michael.
Ready. Here's the first
Davis.
offering. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Sometimes the first pitch is the best pitch you'll see all at bat. Definitely
Now
coming out of the
catcher.
shoes, aggressive style. First pitch, base hit up the middle.
Vasquez.
Stepping in now.
Double play.
As he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Ooh,
Swinging
and a
strike,
nice.
and now it's 0-2. Line toward the gap in left center.
Jeez.
And that'll get down out
Get
there.
the ball, stupid.
And the run is in for second as they're on the board for the first time in 4-1 now.
Oh, we knew he was tired coming to this start. He doesn't have great stamina. Yeah, Cecil, I agree, man. He's saying that he's been using the broadcast camera since 12. That's crazy. Yeah, so I know, like that little zoomed out trick, if you haven't seen this article, Operation Sports did, there was a thread on their forum probably about a week or two before that article, people trying this, and I tried it out thinking like, I don't know, this isn't going to be for me, and it is seriously really cool. Like, it's changed Madden for me. It is really, really fun. Liking it a lot. Go with one of these guys if we need to. Do a little mound visit.
This could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. To the plate now, Mitch Moreland. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. And their runners at the corners now. Liner toward right
that
center.
ball.
Number 41 is
Go it in.
there,
We're not going to
and
get that guy at home.
even enough to score the run. And the score, the runner from third.
Yeah, that might do it. There's 2 outs. He's not going to be able to get to the 5th anyway. No, we'll give him one more batter until this guy's in scoring position.
Jose Peraza is in for the third time now as he takes a
And then he just needs to throw
strike.
like a 3-pitch 5th inning.
Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Hit on the ground.
So a base runner, go to second this time. So again, know your base runner speeds before the ball's hit. Fast runner, probably don't want to risk the collision. Take your time, throw to first. That play, guy, it's pretty slow going to second, so.
Digging in once again.
Oh, that's cool. So he's like, yeah, I just started using it this year, so you've been using it for a couple of years. Super cool. Oh my gosh, I'm so sore. I need to stream before I do boxing workouts. Like, my back is just killing me. I'm like in misery sitting here. Oh. I'm dedicated to the community. I need to go ice, stretch, shower, all the above. My wife's hanging out. She's gone tonight, so it's like I can work out. I don't need to shower right away. I can be a scrub for a little bit. She probably wouldn't care.
First pitch on its way. Well hit the other way.
Go from there. So waiting on that changeup this time. It's an easy double. So that's it, right? I'm never thinking hit home runs, right? I'm never ever thinking it. See, the Tigers in the American League are 4th in doubles. Because I'm thinking gaps. I think gaps. I don't think home runs. Just gap. And let the pitcher decide if it's, you know, a pitch on the outside like that. So there's a good pitch to hit opposite field, right? But if Christian Stewart's looking for this short right field porch at this point, he missed it last inning, or the last at bat.
This is why he's struggling right here. Not able to pound the strike zone early in the count.
Let's make sure. I don't know if we need to get a lefty up. Yeah, we probably do. Alright.
Now the 2-0.
Oh, damn. I stayed up too high. I'll be getting a PS5. Definitely the day it comes out. What I'm trying to decide is, like, you know, nowadays, like, do you go with the whole, so Cecil asked, you know, do you plan on getting a PS5 or Xbox Series X? And I think that It's so silly. I don't know. I don't really follow Xbox because I know this game's now going to be multi-platform. So I guess maybe I should give it a second look. But I've always just been PlayStation because of this game. But I waited out for the PS4. Like I literally went to Best Buy kind of on a whim. Like I didn't pre-order and I kind of regretted it like the night before. And I remember sitting at my office in Chicago at the time and I was like, man, the only way I could get one is if like I went right after work. I get out at 4. I could probably get there by like 4:45 and just sit out there all night until midnight. And that's what I did. And it was like both awesome and terrible all at the same time. Like it was brutal. I recently met my now wife. And I remember, like, I don't even know if I had told her. Like, I told my roommate at the time, because just to take care of my dog, who's laying here at my feet now. And anyway, the long and short of it is, like, I remember her, like, just like talking to her and like trying to decide if I wanted to explain what I was doing, because it's like, this is pretty nerdy. And then again, if she's gonna like me, I mean, you gotta like all of me, even the PlayStation 4 part. So anyway, the whole point of that is PS5, to answer your question, but I'm trying to decide if I want to just do the modern version of like just order it and Amazon will drop it on my porch, or like do I want to go and stand in line? And I guess now that I think about it during COVID and stuff, it doesn't look like this is clearing up anytime soon. Probably just going to have to get it shipped and just from Amazon or whatever. But I don't know. I'm hoping I can go wait in line again because it was kind of fun. Like you just meet a bunch of people who are, gamers and stuff, and it was cool. So, sorry for the long story there. Yeah, can't square that up any better, but hit it right at the second baseman. Rick Suzuki hit a hanging slider earlier for a 2-run shot over the monster out of the stadium. Completely out of the stadium. That's the first home run we've hit here in 3 games. This guy keeps all of his breaking pitches low. So again, you'll see patterns even with the AI. They establish patterns, and most of it's probably because it's patterns that you're kind of establishing for them as the hitter. But I've laid off most of those lower breaking balls, but he has been low, and that's typically where obviously you don't want breaking balls hanging high. But he's just really, really going to that really frequently here. Here he'll probably throw a fastball. So if it's down the middle, we're hitting another 2-run homer. Ooh, it's high though.
That's what you call
That's a nice pitch.
Fastball right there, boys. I don't know if he was necessarily trying to miss up in the zone like he did, but he got away with it right there and put the fastball by him.
Just missed that one. Ooh, that slider again, but I missed it that time.
He's got it. A great running play. That'll retire the side. One left for Detroit.
I don't think it hasn't gone on like pre-order any. Like I know like I've seen some like sites that frankly I don't really know if I trust. It's like podunkvideogames.com or something where they're like pre-order now. It's like that's okay. I'm not going to send you my money. But like I don't know if Amazon. I don't think you can pre-order yet, right? Which is weird. I mean, it comes out in like 2 months, does it? 2.5 months or something? I don't know. It's fun. I always liked hunting for video game stuff. Like I remember hunting for like Nintendo Wii's when I was in college. I remember hunting for like Zelda, like the N64 version of Zelda for my brother, because my brother loves Zelda, and I remember trying to find that for him like the day it came out, and like drove around to like 12 different stores, and I got it for him for Christmas, and it was funny because I this is when I was younger, and we both lived at home still. And I come home and he's just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." And like I had the game, like it was like in like my bag or whatever, and I'm like, Christmas is still like whatever a month away, and I'm like, I can't wait to tell you. So, somehow I was like trying to break it to him without telling him, and long story short, I ended up literally giving it to him that day instead of waiting till Christmas, because I'm like, yeah, we got to play this. I got you Zelda. And he's like, oh my god. And then I remember Christmas Day is when he actually beat Zelda. So he had beaten the entire game in a month. And technically the day he was supposed to get at Christmas is when he actually went and beat it. So it's kind of a funny little story there. But I remember being so pumped, like I couldn't hide it from him. I'm like, I got you, Zelda. Infielder could have probably gotten to this ball, but they're lazy this time of year, making the young outfielder run. I can't believe pre-orders, and what sucks is I'm probably going to miss it. It'll be like 2 weeks, and I'll be like, oh, pre-orders are available? Oh, I'm 10 millionth in line. That's cool. So I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I mean, the COVID thing is really crazy. Like, they're going to have to really bulk up, you know. Daniel Norris still pitching. I'm going to let him go. I really want to try to get him this win. That's too many changes.
Great execution of that changeup right there. Great arm action. Batter was totally out front.
And fouls this one off.
He's late on that, right? So again, he's starting to look for those changeups. Bogart's a good fastball hitter, though, so
1-2 to the
good spot for one there.
Strike 3.
Just tag him. Don't need to risk a throw. Apparently I do need to risk a throw. My headset battery's low. Uh-oh.
That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch right now.
Almost missed it.
Bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that brings up the third baseman, Rafael Devers. Just able to get a piece of that for strike 1. Off-speed pitch, just missed inside.
Nice pitch.
Called strike 2.
Come on, Norris, let's get you through this here.
Shocked he took that pitch right there. Right in the wheelhouse, low 90s heater. That's one you gotta
There
let
you go. See how that backhand animation, like it was just unnecessary to backhand that ball. No reason to. I'll plug in my headset. Let's see if we can find the plug here. I think I have one that's long enough. Pause this here. Just in case it dies on me, that would not be fun. Gonna mute this here 1 second. Cord's a little tight, but I can do it for a little bit. Just let it charge. I have to play like this. A little hunched over here.
Ready for another chance, number 41.
Alright, so I got a new pitcher in, so that's time to adjust these. Let's see. Oh, so he's going to throw a lot harder. 95 he tops out at. Breaking pitches are about the same. A little bit quicker. So he actually doesn't have as big of a range. Well, yeah, I guess he does. They're about the same. Slider, changeup, pretty much the same repertoire though.
Number 41.
High and tight here to begin the inning. It's ball 1.
That's a slower fastball there, the 2-seamer. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm completely hunched over here. This thing charges pretty quick though. These headphones are pretty quick charging.
That's a 2-0 count, and both of those pitches were really close.
Come on, Brock Etheridge. Pretty good pitch here. Ooh.
When the pitcher on the mound's establishing this kind of heater, you got to come off everything else and find a way to get that bat head in the zone.
Fouled off.
Whew, that's a nice hit.
In there for a base hit.
Even with my hunched overness right now, this damn headphone charging.
Right there, but he was able to keep his hands back and scramble a good pitch for a base hit.
Oh, I would love to try and steal, but they'll just get out, so what's the point?
Prior to the at-bat, a check on first, but the runner's back easily.
Especially now that later attempts have a lower success rate, it's even worse. We can take extra leads, though, just to piss off the pitcher, I guess. Get a little more tired.
Into the box now, Dawa Lugo. This will get caught chasing the bat one there at strike one. Set up away with a changeup, but it's 1-1. We're in the 6th inning now of a 4-2 ball game. Look over safety.
Another hanging slider. Let's go in. Don't really need to be too risky with nobody out, but he's got such good speed. I'm surprised it was even that close. Look at the Tigers subs today. Sunday subs. Getting it done. Just stung on that ball.
They send him anyway, and the run scores.
Standing in now, Jeimer Candelario.
Ooh, another slider. Just missed that one though.
Foul behind the plate.
I'm trying to hit that with a monster.
Ball one.
Clearly staying away from him in this at-bat with that runner in scoring position tells me they're trying to force him to reach for something and maybe roll over on it.
Now the 1-1 pitch. He's in off the plate. Behind now, 3-1.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with one strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
3-1 pitch. There's the good fastball. He can't catch up. 3-2.
He was able to sneak that fastball by him on 3-1, so now we've got a battle on our hands.
Open to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And misses there for
Another walk. A lot of walks today.
First and second now with nobody
We'll
out.
charge down now.
Now back, left fielder, Travis Demeric.
Now to the plate, Travis Demeric. He singled and popped out.
Not much charging going on. Oh, I don't know. Do we bunt here? It's our worst hitter. But trying to develop guys too.
He struggled a bit coming out.
A little bit later in the game I would.
He
But
needed that strike. Maybe it settles him down a little bit.
Set to deliver the 0-1. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Waiting on it is Benintendi. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
ooh, almost got that out.
The shortstop, Willie Castro.
Coming to the plate now, Willie Castro. He looked to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, Matty, big time K last time up, and it's been a tough series for him so far. You can tell he's just not seeing the ball off this team. Let's see if he can make an adjustment right here.
And hit him around. No, he did not. Ball two.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With two guys already on, pretty good shot. He's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Hit out towards second.
Gotta watch him field it. Yeah, that's good. No problem.
He'll come home with it. And he's going to score with ease.
Of course, Tiger's hitting the ball today. Need to play these guys more often.
That's the cat and mouse of the game right there. Now back. Find yourself without leverage. Think you're getting a heater. Throws an off-speed pitch and you're still able to execute. That fires me up.
Should have titled this stream "How to Hit with Crummy Players." This is a lot of developing players, we'll call them. Players in development.
Into the box, Harold Castro.
I should hit that. Should have smoked that off the wall.
He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. 0-1, here's the pitch. Starting the breaking ball far too inside that time. Laid off for ball 1. Starts to go around here, but it doesn't matter. This is strike 2 anyway.
I know he's been struggling early, but that pitch right there, well-executed changeup. If he can mix that in, maybe he hangs around for a little while longer.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And that's a fair ball as it's drilling to right field. And he is safe at the plate as they continue to pile on. It's now a 7-2 ball game.
Yeah, that's a nice RBI
Just up the line.
hard grounder down the first baseline. If the first baseman's holding him right there, it's probably a double play, but not the case. Sometimes it's a game.
Hey, it never touched home. He slid over the plate. Oh, this plug is bugging me. I'm gonna unplug it for now.
With only 1 away. Riding in once again.
So they keep bringing in pitchers who throw harder, but basically 3 fastballs, including that splitter. But a pretty big speed difference between the four seam and the splitter. The splitter almost kind of act almost like a changeup with him throwing so hard.
Daniel Pinero has got a chance to add on to what's already been a big inning for them.
Yeah, 2 on here and 3 on the board already. They've absolutely come out.
Here you want to, really just hit something in the air.
Really fire up that dugout.
But at the end of the day, you just want to hit something hard, preferably not at one of the middle infielders.
And it's a called strike to even the count at 1.
Well, he's got to walk a single or double today. Just called him back up, too.
2-1. Started to chase that time, but then he wisely holds off for ball 3.
Oh, damn. Just missed it.
And now in advance of a big 3-2 pitch, time is called.
Do I want to send the runner in first? Yep.
He'll be tagged out at second base, trying to get into scoring position, but instead the inning is over. So 3.
The base running is so broken in this game. He should have been out, but this makes me laugh in general. All right, Norris, you're done.
This one doesn't look good so far. Down by as we enter the middle innings.
We're up by 5.
Get something going. And the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
Alex Wilson enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Alex Wilson's been good for us. I didn't mean to skip over his screen there. Sorry about that. But he's been pretty consistent.
Wilson was known as a short relief specialist, a guy who came in, got 1 or 2 big outs, but with the new pace of play rules, they're forcing a change for this right-hander.
I don't mind him trying
Throw
to
your
pitch
mask, dude.
backwards right there with those two
Just
early
driving me
count
nuts.
sliders. And now he finds himself in a situation where he's going to have to come fast.
And he'll indeed make the play in
Now
foul
batting,
territory
center
for the
fielder.
first down.
Kevin.
Settling in now, Kevin Pillar. First offering on its way.
Ball next in. Nope,
Fast
it's not. Ball
that's
two.
taken for ball 2.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
And a pretty good take there on the slider down. It's ball 3. Too high, and that cost him ball 4. Now at the plate, Michael
For the
Davis.
Red Sox. The second baseman.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Line to the right side. He'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
Now batting, catcher, Richard.
Some men are gone now in the Boston half of the 6th. And from the on-deck circle into the batter's box comes Christian Vasquez. Ready, here's the first offering. A swing and a ground ball to third. And that is through into left field. Base hit.
He looked a little bit out in front right there, but he's
Now
able to
back.
pull that ground
The
ball
first
from
baseman.
over center.
Mitch Moreland.
And now if Bluffa moved back to second base just to make sure the runner wasn't getting any ideas out there.
Oh, if you want to be on camera, you can walk by. It's trying to stop my wife from walking through there. I mean, you can. Everyone will say hi to you. She's not used to the camera being on. Let's see. I'm just trying to decide. I think Nick Ramirez, it just creates a problem if he doesn't get more ahead. But yeah, let's just go.
Ladies
Nick
and gentlemen,
Ramirez
your
will come on
attention
in
please.
relief now, and he'll be
Now
making
pitching
appearance
for
number
Detroit.
80 of the
Number
season thus far.
63, Nick Ramirez.
All right, well, we did it.
First
One
would be in
pitch.
time, so the Red Sox come up empty, and the inning is over. Boston strands a couple. They're down 5. It's 7-2. All set for the start of the inning. And
Leading off to
striding
the draw,
forward, the designated hitter, Kristen Stewart.
Number 14.
Now here's the pitch.
Exactly what I was looking for. Got on me way too quick.
Ball.
A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen.
Too high.
Not close with that.
100.
It's way above the strike zone. And he just misses inside with the fastball there.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
3 balls and 2 strikes to the Tigers' designated hitter.
Good luck with that pitch. That pitch is an absolute nightmare. Almost unhittable. Nasty downward action. High 80s velocity.
And a base hit, so early trouble to lead off the inning.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball. Stay square as long as possible. You feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
So now to the plate, Kurt Suzuki.
Count
1-1
1-0.
to start the at-bat. Hit down the third baseline. But a foul
It looked like that
ball,
slider.
1-1.
I thought it was going right over the plate again. I would have stepped in too early. He doesn't throw a slider, does he? No, cutter.
Hit on the
Double
ground.
cut. Easy double
Left.
cut.
One there. On to
You don't even have to
right.
rush that like those guys were doing.
Now batting, Number 41.
Now batting, number 41. He reached on a single last time and later wound up scoring. Trying to bunt his way on base here, but this will roll foul. Now here it comes.
Nope. Ball 1.
This is hit the other way out toward left field.
Damn, he's got no power. I thought that'd be off the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So the Red Sox lineup turns over.
Leading off, for the Red Sox.
No hits in
Ryan Hendricks recently called up with the roster expansion there.
Ryan Hendricks.
The Major League rule, you don't get 40 guys anymore. It just goes up to 28 now. This is, of course, pre-COVID. But that would have been the rule.
Ball, that's kicked out.
Hendricks has actually been pretty stellar through 3 games.
This is on the
Well, sample size, but
cleanly. And that's the first down.
animation's so ridiculous.
The batter, the left fielder,
Probably much better to take that ball to the bag yourself.
Benintendi.
And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Andrew Benintendi. Got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
That's
And it takes ball 1. 2 balls and no strikes now to the Red Sox left fielder. That's lifted the other way out to left. Demerit is over just a few steps to his right as he takes it for out number 2.
Now batting, shortstop, Xander.
At the plate, Xander Bogaerts. He sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matt. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here. Too old to a guy with this kind of pop.
JD Martinez, by the way, if you're wondering where he is for the Red Sox, when they were in Detroit last weekend in this series, he got hurt sliding into second base, and he's, I think he's out for the rest of the year.
Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2.
That's a bummer. I'm a big JD Martinez fan.
2-2 changeup that misses 3-2.
Pretty easy pitch to lay off there, 2-2. Not even close to being.
Ooh, got him.
Right past him, a swing and a miss at the gas,
Man,
and that ends
Hendricks
the
looks
inning.
good.
Down in order go the Red Sox. They're down 5. It's 7-2.
Your attention, please.
And summoned from the bullpen.
What's this guy throw, like 106? There we go. Every guy they bring in throwing harder and harder.
And he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 30.
More innings.
Pete. Hembry.
Lucas Sims pitched today. Maybe Anibal Sanchez in the 9th or so. Let's see, get those guys up.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Donald
Off the
Lugo.
plate, ball 1.
Is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning 1-0. And watches one miss outside 2-0 now.
Not a great spot to be in right here at 2-0, but I'm not so sure why he's pitching this guy so cautiously. A bottom of the order guy you don't normally see getting pitched like this.
I was trying to hit that. I wanted to hit that to right field.
The third baseman.
A lot of walks this game.
Nothing to write home about on either line as neither guy was able to last even 6 innings. So
All right, Jamie, see if we can find either that gap or over here.
No hits for him yet in the game despite his team's offensive onslaught.
1-0.
Fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. And some action now in the Boston bullpen as the right-hander's up to throw.
Nope.
Maybe a little frustrated on the mound here as the fastball misses for ball 2 now. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Strike called in the upper part of the zone.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he
That's
pitches.
the gap we want to get off the wall. There we go.
Deep to center field. But it bangs off the out-of-town scoreboard. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
Tigers are hitting today.
This guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be
Rather
so far this year.
Demerit.
You never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident. see if that gets him going again.
Plate now, Travis Demeric. First pitch here's a bit high. It's
I don't want to swing it that
He's
bad.
working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
Too high.
2-0 to the Tigers left fielder.
These are so tempting with that wall. That short wall over there.
Got his 2-0
pitch.
fastball, but he
I got
was way
2 on the
behind,
count.
2-1. From the stretch.
Ball 3.
He misses again, ball 3.
3 balls, 1
Well, he
strike.
really needs to make this guy swing the bat right here. He's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
And it's fouled away. Runner at second here with 1 man out. Swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there, 2 away.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location. So a
Now
good
back.
job there exploiting that. That can be
Really?
real hard for some guys to
Castro.
overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
Willie Castro is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. Getting a few steps off the second there. Now the pitch. Bouncer to the left side. Go on to first. Gets him inside at the time. Tigers lead 1. They're on top. Now with the
Alright, how do we want to do this here?
Leading off. 1-0 Red
comeback
Sox.
win in this game so
The third
far.
baseman.
Be expected. He's
Fire.
over 3.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
Your attention,
Lucas
please.
Sims is
Now
on the pitch
pitching
out of
for
the
the
bullpen
Tigers.
in the bottom half of the
Number
8th.
39, Lucas Sims.
Count
This
1
one's
and
down
0.
off the shoetops, 1-0.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
Line shot
Nice
to
play.
first, and there's 1 away.
The right fielder, number 99, Alex Verdugo.
So striding in, Alex Verdugo. Could really use a knock here, 0 for 3 in the game so far. A ball and no strikes. That evens it up, 1-1. Come back
2
with
balls,
1
1 strike.
third as the count moves to 2-1 now.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher you're facing a guy that's not known
I
to
got
be
3-1.
a
3
big
balls,
stick in the
1
lineup.
strike.
Sometimes the toughest thing
I
is
like
to
these
be
sliders,
aggressive and
though.
throw strikes.
They make you walk, guys.
Kevin Pillar waits on deck. Right side, hit hard. This will get through into right. He's a door for the single.
This guy makes a living on hitting fastballs.
Next to the Red Sox, the center fielder,
Yeah, Dan, you drive to the ballpark, Kevin. One frequent counts. Your eyes can light up and you can guarantee the fastball right away.
Set, here's the 0-1. To first. And 2 to second for 1. Relay to first in time. And just like that, this side is retired. 1 hit in the inning, but no one left.
Ninth inning.
ladies and
Ryan
gentlemen,
Brazier
your
enters from
attention,
the pen to
please.
start the 9th
Now
inning as he'll
pitching for the
try to
Red
keep
Sox.
the score right where it
Number
is heading to
70.
the bottom of the 9th.
Ryan Brazier.
Another guy throws pretty hard. Slider and a changeup to go along with the fastball.
Time. First offering on its way. And we kick off the 9th inning with a swinging strike here. 0-1.
Hey, if I'm on the mound, I'm going even further out of zone on this next pitch.
In there, and he's in control 0-2 now. Half swing that time. They'll appeal it down to third. No swing, says Gary Simmons. It's ball 1. The 1-2. Popped up. Devers has room in foul territory. That's the first down of the inning.
The first baseman, number
Next up,
24.
Troy Daniel
This season is 5 for 26, but today, double single and a walk.
wide at that point either. It's 2-0. Strike call, 2-1. Bases are empty, one man. Wanted to go after the slider, but he holds off. 3-1. Kristen Stewart waits on deck. Full count now, 3-2.
Good pitch to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Sent on the ground out to second. On to Moreland, and that's in time for the second out.
Now batting, number
Next
14.
to the plate for the Tigers, the DH, Kristen Stewart. 2 hits in 4 attempts to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. And this is a fastball that's right on the
Could
black.
this be home run number 20?
2-0 now.
Come on, get it down the middle.
Now the pitch.
If I'm managing this hitter right here, he doesn't even have to look down at the third base coach. You know he's got the green light. He's one of the best hitters in the lineup.
Fastball on the inner third, taken for a strike. And it's up to a 3-2 full count.
Or switch these. Yeah, wait.
There's a swing, and he sends the ball
Good
high in
hit.
the air into left field.
Oh,
Benintendi has to retreat to the track, but he has it.
sad day.
Down in order. All set for the bottom of the ninth. And set to go is the second baseman, Michael Chavis.
The second
Anibal
baseman,
Sanchez,
Michael.
right-hander standing 6 foot even, will take over the pitching duties here. First pitch coming, here it is.
Come on, Sanchez. Let's not overcomplicate this one.
Played away, it's ball 1. That missed. Close. It's ball 2. 2-0 on the way. Fouled away.
Remember, Anibal Sanchez pitched in this ballpark in one of the most nerve-wracking games I've ever remember watching as a Tiger fan. Game 1 of the 2013 ALCS. The Tigers won 1-0.
This being the start. It's a long way back, but the leadoff hitter
1-0.
to start their final set of at-bats. First offering on its way. Christian Vasquez is in now as he watches a pitch for ball 1. Now time is called, and this
No strikes,
could very
dummy.
well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Swing hard liner to left center, and that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. And now they'll have runners at the corners to start off the inning.
Looks like they might
Next for the
have
Red Sox.
something going after that base
first
hit.
baseman.
First and third, one out. Maybe now they can get something started. Yeah, you can tell the third base coach was going to be aggressive right there, right? A nice read by both him and the base runner to take that extra base and put them in scoring position. They've been struggling right now to get guys in scoring position.
There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Back goes DeMerit on the warning track. He makes the catch. And the run is in to score from third.
Now batting, the
The batting
designated
order
hitter.
turns over now and set to go Jose Peraza. 1 out, 1 on here in the inning. And it's off the Green Monster. And they'll have runners at second and third.
Oh, Anibal Sanchez. We're going to make it interesting.
Try and get that time going. They started out nicely right here. Got the 2 runners
Your
on.
attention, please.
Down 4, grand
Now
slam
pitching
still in
for
play. Let's see if they
number
continue this
77.
nice offensive approach.
Joe
Joe Jimenez comes on here looking to get the final 2 outs and earn the save. In now, Andrew Benintendi. He looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day.
1 ball, 1
Late,
strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1.
Ball, that's out.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball and play hard.
3-1 to him. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And they do, in fact, let it land foul. Very smart. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. He might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch.
The batter, number 2.
It's a fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball.
Xander Bogaerts is in for 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Check swing, but he held up in time. 0-1.
They say the toughest pitch in baseball is a located fastball. I disagree. That nasty slider is tough to hold up on.
Now the 2-1 pitch. Skied into straightaway right. Catch is made, and the Tigers are back in the win column.
Get the win.
They take game 3 of the series, and the ball game is over.
Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win. They did just that.
And this afternoon's game ends 7-3.
Here now is
Let's take a look here. 12 hits for the Tigers. We're going to have a pretty high batting average ball in play with just 1 home run. I'm not going to calculate them tonight. It's getting late. 6 walks. That's nice to see. They just didn't pitch well today, and we hit well, even with our bench players in. So, of course, caught ceilings left and right as we continue to test this. Just doesn't work. It's broken.
3 hours and 10 minutes.
Bullpen pitched pretty well, minus Anibal Sanchez, of course.
Paid attendance this afternoon.
5 walks for them. And you don't see that very often in this game, so that's one of the things this slider set really just tries to hammer home is you will walk guys.
And remind you to please drive home
Oh,
safely.
nice win. Take it. 14% foul balls for both teams. They didn't swing and miss a whole lot at all. Only 13%. We were 26, so just how it goes some games. So, hey, the Tigers at least split this series. It's a wraparound series. There's a Monday Labor Day game tomorrow with the Red Sox, so that'll be the last time we play them this year. Oh, there it is. 19 games left in the season. Ooh, we just unlocked 5 packs. Check that out. Cool. Yeah. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for this stream. We can at least advance. Can at least advance the day here. Some minor league injuries, nothing else going on. And we're still 10 games back. What's the elimination number? 10. So that means, yeah, Cleveland won. So there's, you can remember, it was 11 at the start, even though we won. The combination of our losses and now Cleveland's wins. So these numbers are going to start dwindling down quick. But hey, slider version 2.4, it was exclusive only on this stream, so I'm not going to post that in the vault anywhere. If you want to see it, it's at the very beginning-ish of the stream, and you can take a look there, and there were a few changes. The best way is probably if you pause it, you'll be able to see what we changed. I talked about them. I think I missed one in the discussion, so and that one would have been the fielder run speed. Fielder run speed is the one I forgot to mention, but anyway, you can see them. You can definitely pause and take a look and see. But that's the latest, greatest, and yeah, 19 games back in this franchise. Again, I want to thank everyone for the positive comments and everything that I went through and happened just to see today. So again, that was super, super cool, and I super appreciate that. So I'm Mike Lowe. You can find me on Twitter at MikeLowe47. We're always streaming franchise game play here. We do it with Madden. We're doing it obviously with MLB The Show. And I appreciate you checking this out. So if you'd like, leave a comment. I can answer any questions you have if you weren't here for the stream. And yeah, just enjoy talking baseball. So baseball real life, baseball gaming, baseball books, whatever. Your rec softball league, it's all interesting to me. So I appreciate you all being here and taking a look and liking the channel and everything. So subscribe to the channel. That helps me out. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I appreciate you watching.